Hey everybody!
Oh, it's scratching my nose.
The Thor Ragnarok reviews are in, and many are calling it not just the best Thor movie, but the best MCU movie ever.
Wow.
Yes!
That was
It's
good.
good.
impression?
It's really
Yeah.
good, Chris Hemsworth,
Wow.
right? I
You
know I
look
was
like him,
already
too.
so much Chris Hemsworth without even speaking.
It was
right?
the accent that
It's-
really got it.
Yeah, that lame American accent that everyone on YouTube yells at. So, guys, we're going to break down all the deeper reasons why Thor Ragnarok could be Marvel's best, but also along with all the details you need to know about what Punisher, Justice League, Han Solo movie, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and more. All based on the requests that you guys sent us via Stardust.
Stardust, you gotta be kidding me.
Stardust, right? What is Stardust? Well, you should check out our Stardust download link in the description below, and you can upload your reactions to your favorite movies and TV shows and get them featured on this show.
You gotta be kidding me.
Speaking of, real quick, what is the show? Quick reminder, this is our second week, so that means it's a real thing. We did it. It's called The Need to Know. It's our new Rockstars deep dive into all of the biggest stories of the week, the things that you guys absolutely need to know if you're going to call yourself a nerd with cred. And we're trying to sneak in a little bit of an extra thing with as many stories as we can so that you can bring up a point at a party and be like, you know what you don't know about that is this thing that I'm stealing from the internet.
And what are parties? Well, I would defer to my
Chad,
co-host
you
for that.
better buckle up, buddy, because you're about to find out.
You're about to party.
Who are we?
I need some red cred redemption. I'm Maude Garrett, guys. That was
All
a
right,
bad
that
pun.
was that. No, I actually really like that one.
Yay!
It's a video game.
Sam
Oh,
Basher.
me over here.
of-
It's Sam Basher, your best bud, who's sweating way too much right now in an air-conditioned room.
Show me. That's not so bad.
No, the shirt's dark enough. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for the clap.
Go for it.
I'm Erik Voss, another host sitting at this table.
Heyo.
Hey,
And I'm
Voss.
Phil
It's in the
Molina.
name.
Well, let's get started with our top story that we led with, requested by Logan and many others on Stardust. Let's take a look.
Thor Ragnarok. I am so excited. Taika Waititi is directing. He directed What We Do in the Shadows, Hunt for the Wilder People. He is amazing. My favorite director. And with him on the project, I think this is going to be an amazing movie. Maybe even the best Marvel movie yet.
What?
Logan.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Logan's
Logan.
Australian?
Yeah, well, he said project.
That's the word I caught on too.
Yeah.
By the way, Logan, great hair. Good hair. I
Good
love
hair.
it.
Well,
Great, everything
yeah.
great
It's
bedroom.
5
I
stars.
love
Yeah.
the paint color scheme.
Great
you guys
Stardust.
can be on our show if you guys send us stuff on Stardust, and then you tag us at New Rockstars on there. But let's go ahead and address what he brought up.
Right,
Right,
yeah,
it's
everyone
really
is
good points.
raving about Thor Ragnarok,
Yeah.
which at this moment, last I checked, has a 98% on
Oh,
Rotten
it went down.
Tomatoes.
It was at 100.
It was
Was
at
at
100.
100.
It had
Just
like
slipped.
34 reviews.
Yeah.
0.
Nothing
One
can
had
beat
to be
that.
the outlier of like, well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually.
Yeah, nasal
Excuse me,
critic.
in the books. And many like Logan are suggesting yes, it could be the best film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well.
But rather than just debate whether or not that's true, we thought we'd dig into some deeper points about what makes Thor Ragnarok stand out from the rest of the MCU pack. And don't worry, we aren't going to get into any spoilers. Right?
Because I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
There was a premiere, and none of us were invited to it.
Oh.
God, that's
But
a real Thor spot.
That doesn't mean that we don't know what happens around it and what approach is taken, because I think we all are, just like Logan was, are huge Waititi heads. Waititians. The director that they chose for this movie, so I'm going to kind of like kick us off, I think, a little bit of why this is definitely the, even being considered potentially the best one. But I read some reviews, and it's exactly what I was hoping for. You know, everyone knows that Marvel takes risks on kind of like lesser-known directors because they can bully them into making whatever they want.
Not Edgar. Not Edgar Wright.
Well, they still try to, but also there's the idea that they are supposed to inject new life. That is like, they're like, oh, we want you to bring it, whatever. So this guy is hilarious. Everything he's done has been very funny. What they do in the shadows.
And Hunt for the Wilder People. If
Hunt
you
for the
haven't
Wilder
seen
People,
it,
yeah.
So
good.
good.
It's on Hulu. Highly recommend.
Flight of the Conchords. He was college roommates with those two guys. So he's a director. He actually plays a role in the movie too. But here's my real point. This guy is not only hilarious, and the set reports have been like, he is so freaking funny on set, and we've had such a great time on
and
set.
attractive.
Real, he's a babe. He's a babe.
And
Oh,
the
yeah,
babe.
he's- yes.
Yeah. But because he brought that energy to the character of Thor, I think he fixed the biggest problem that Thor has had throughout the first 2 movies. Thor is the most unrelatable character, I think, in the MCU.
Yeah.
He is this like pretty spoiled, rich, like prince, basically, right? Or I mean, God, but basically like a prince.
He's a god, and he's had an accent, and he's so
dense.
Theatrical.
Right.
And
it's
they
like
play him
2
like
jokes.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
And
it.
his jokes are always as the pit of the joke and as the straight man. But also, it's like, oh, I don't get humans. And it's like, come on, you're an Asgardian. Everyone is roughly human, or at least they need to feel human, because even Rocket Raccoon feels human, right? Bradley
right.
Cooper makes us connect with him.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's the fact that he brought in humor made Thor more authentic, made him more relatable, and that's what I think people are attaching to, and that's why I get so frustrated with Star Wars when anyone tries to do the same thing. They're like, no, you injected humor into our world. It's like, just let it happen. There's a reason K2SO is the most relatable character in
Yes.
Rogue
yeah,
One.
right.
So funny.
That
And
movie's
ranked.
bad. That movie's bad. I'll say
You
it.
like
That
Rogue
movie.
One?
Is that? Are you disagreeing or?
Fight me.
You say it's good.
Ooh,
I'm
we'll
sorry.
gotta
We'll
save
talk
that
about
for
it
another
after. We'll
segment.
save it for a
Yeah.
second. Save it for a segment. We should do a whole episode.
We're still on
on
our
that.
top story.
Ooh, I'll tear that thing apart. But
Yikes.
we're on Marvel,
Yeah.
the superior franchise, because it likes to embrace its silliness, right? Like it coming from like Doctor Strange, when it's like, you know what? At first they were like, no, it's magic, but there's a science background on it. Then you're like, you know what if we did like a full acid trip like scene where he just flies through the multiverse? That's great. Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, his dad's a planet. Makes total sense.
But they
Right.
used the beautiful thing of the soundtrack in the whole thing, which gave it again a youthful tone and a relatability.
Yeah.
The mixtape, are you kidding me? Yeah.
And but that in that weird way that like so Joss Whedon is obviously very funny, but he didn't have the weird thing that you're talking about where it is an acid
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's and I think the more you make these movies, this is the 15th, 16th, 7th. I think it's the 17th.
I think it's the 75th.
75th Marvel movie. You have to. You wrote it down, but let your freak flag fly.
It's the hardest.
Ooh,
3
that
words
was
to
One
say.
more time.
Let your freak flag fly,
Well
and especially
done.
do that with Jeff Goldblum. And I don't know if you guys have seen. I don't know if we have photos of this, but he recently did a photo shoot in like a cat sweater.
Yes, oh my
and
gosh.
It's in like primary colors. It's amazing. Jeff Goldblum.
He's a hero.
If he dies, my life ends. Like that's how it's gonna work.
Like,
He
will never die. So it's fine.
he will never die. But no, just adding him into this movie and adding him to the mix, you realize what they're trying to do now. Like they're taking themselves a little less seriously and having fun.
That's what needs to happen. At the end of the day, this is a superhero movie. When you start taking superheroes and superpowers and like the end of the world because aliens are coming, if you take that seriously, Batman versus Superman, we have problems. It's going to only really be an entertaining film. It's not. You're not going to see Batman. You're not going to see Hulk to have thought-provoking conversation afterwards. Oh wow, that existential crisis that he was
Right,
having
yeah.
was really no. It's there to have a really, really fun time, and this only really happens when they acknowledge the ridiculous nature of what they're doing, poke fun at themselves, and then that sets a tone where everyone can just relax and enjoy it.
Right.
That's my thing.
And
That's
I-
how you get a general audience, kids. That's
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it works.
But I think also the thing you're describing can work for certain movies. The problem with the Thor ones has been it's been like in the middle.
Yeah,
right? It's like,
it has.
are we gonna take this really seriously? But also I'm gonna call out this.
or
stuff?
is Kat Dennings making fun of the word
Exactly.
Mjolnir? It's like,
yeah.
wow, you got to pick.
Meow.
You
Yeah.
gotta pick.
It's meow meow.
Yeah, it's meow meow. Great joke. Solid joke.
Yeah. Well, and I think this is the first movie to really use Thor and Hulk properly, in my opinion.
Well, last week we spoke about how the previous Hulk movies kind of flopped and that they weren't the best execution of this particular character. And because of that, and that happened a little while ago now, he's almost been like the plague. People haven't really written him into it so well. They've taken a huge step back, not in the comics, but definitely in the movies. He hasn't had his standalone movie since being a part of this Avengers. And then, of course, the last 2 Thor movies weren't the best. Especially the second one. What the hell? Anyway.
Oh, it's
I like that
mess.
one
Whoa.
more
Yeah.
too. Honestly, yeah. But I know
I
I'm
love the
kind of a
first one.
minority
Look,
there.
if Natalie Portman can't save a movie like Star Wars or Thor, that's a bad movie. But in this particular one, they have got 2 characters that really do deserve their own storyline, but they're not confident in it yet. But I think that this time they've done such a good job of teaming them up together in no one else's shadow. So when you have the Avengers assembled, it's usually about Captain America and Iron Man. And
Mainly Iron Man.
Yeah, Iron Man.
Yeah.
Well, it's, Robert Downey Jr. But I mean, let's not even get into Hawkeye and Natasha Romanoff.
Who?
Yeah, well, they have to split the time over all those different people.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in this, they get to, instead of playing one part of a larger team, they get to, Thor gets to be Thor.
Exactly.
That
Right.
purely.
And in terms of Natasha and Hawkeye being the humans of the Avengers and having their kind of like plot line, we've got these two being the strongest characters.
Yeah.
And so I kind of think that you can take it to a next level, knowing that these are the two really, really strong and powerful and probably the biggest threat to each other
Yeah.
in the movie. So yeah, I'm all about the fact that these guys have their own storyline, really well executed, getting the spotlight that they deserve, but having fun with it. And I've heard more than once that people that have seen this movie are now considering the Hulk to be their favorite Avenger.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
it's
like
the Hulk.
doing the impossible.
Come so far.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not cool, but it's the Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, you have everybody else, and then somehow the
Mine
Hulk
is
is your favorite.
Falcon.
There you go.
I just love from weird palm strokes from Black Widow.
You guys
How we've
remember
gotten to
Ant-Man
this,
as well? Remember Ant-Man?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
you
tiny.
guys remember?
Well, what I'm loving about what this movie looks like it's going to be is it looks like a movie that like knows what it is. Like I think part of the brilliance of using the Ragnarok concept from the comics is it like it also applies to what this film is on a meta level. Like in the comics, Ragnarok and in Norse mythology, it's this apocalyptic event, right, that destroys Asgard. And it's actually part of a cycle, like it happens over and over again, from death
Rebirth.
to rebirth, death to rebirth. And the director said that he actually wanted to use this idea when it came to his approach, like wanting to embrace the apocalypse to inspire him with his approach. And I have a quote here. He said he wanted to do it the Ragnarok way, full out, heading for the fire, sprinting full speed toward Armageddon. And like compare this to what happens in other like big scale Avengers events. It's always the end of the world or the end of the galaxy, and it's some doomsday event that has to be stopped. But I think
Except Ant-Man, and that's why it was
Right.
refreshing because the stakes were so much smaller,
Right.
pun intended, but it also kind of humanized the whole thing.
Right, and imagine a version of Ant-Man that didn't have like multiple directors on it, all trying to battle for what the tone of the movie's going to be. Instead, you have one director.
That's what
See,
Ant-Man and the
That's
Wasp.
what the next movie needs to be. Just all the Marvel directors like fighting each other.
A team-up shot with Whedon, and but so
Sorry, that just gave me a great idea. Like sometimes they make movies where like multiple directors direct different scenes, and you get little vignettes.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
That could be
Do
cool.
that,
Sorry,
like a
didn't
little
mean
mini
to interrupt.
anthology.
But then they still
That
have to
sounds
select
great.
their own weapon, and it's like a battle to the death. What?
Yeah. Man, and also I'm just realizing that James Gunn and Waititi, they're both in their movies.
oh they
they do
cast themselves
CGI
as
cameos.
cameos. Yeah.
Both of them.
He's
Yeah.
Korg in this. He's the
Yeah.
Rockman.
Right. So I'm just looking forward to a movie that's willing to go for broke, and rather than trying to stop the end of the world, it's just going to like enjoy the ship as it goes down, and just have a blast. Right? I think that's what comic books are supposed to be all about.
Man, I thought this was the most positive thing until that end there. Then you're like,
I mean,
till it
right.
all burns down.
It's a trilogy. Unless this movie
Yeah.
makes $2 billion, I don't think they'll make another Thor movie. I think they're
Guys,
done.
No, come on.
Imagine the end of Titanic with the string quartet. That's everyone's favorite part of
I
Titanic,
bought
right? It's been a pleasure
Thor4.com.
playing with you tonight. Yeah.
Thor 4.
Thor
they
4.
have to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Thor 4.
Imagine the marketing when the 4 is written to Thor. Four.
Hey,
Thanks, everybody.
Where's Fantastic
spelled
Four
four.
then?
Yeah.
They're like,
Forced it.
So if you're wondering why things sound different about Thor Ragnarok, I think that's basically it. The creative approach behind it is refreshing. He got full creative control, and he did the Ragnarok approach, was essentially, I get what you're saying, he's gonna burn it all down or like succeed wildly, and it sounds like he did by taking a huge risk.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait. We're 2 weeks away, 1 week away. We're close.
Who else
we're
thought he was about to sing?
Yeah, I
Cannot wait.
next time, everybody. But
Sam was in show choir. That's a fact.
I was. You can find those videos online. Anyways, since last week we implemented a trivia question last week.
How'd that one go? Who won that one?
Cut to a clip.
The loser, though, has to drink the rest of my water.
How'd
Yeah.
you finish it?
Cheers.
I did it
You just
already.
finished, right?
Yeah, you gotta drink my water. Cheers.
Oh, yum, yum, yum. All right, everyone. While you're
it was a close. It was a close call, and I lost, but that was crazy. And I had to drink Maude. And now I have the honor of asking this week's trivia question.
Which
thought
you
that
don't
was-
even know what
I
it
don't
is,
even know what
right?
it is.
I thought you pulled that out
And
of
then
like a
we each-
chest and you needed a key to unlock it. And I was like,
That would have been
yeah.
cool. Oh, we're going into it. All right. The trivia question. Guys, you can comment down below to see if you get this right, see if you beat us to it.
But then don't cheat and write the comment when you get to the end of the video.
That's it. What is the Hulk, Bruce Banner's, mother's name? Again, what is the Hulk, Bruce Banner's, mother's name?
Trick question. Make sure to write your name at the top.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
Date it. Then sign it at the bottom.
Is okay.
Now, real quick, the Hulk's mom or Bruce Banner's mom?
Hulk.
Right? Is
Bruce.
there like like a hulked out woman wearing a a mom dress that all moms get when they become moms?
Okay, and then we write how much we wager?
Yeah.
No, is that
no,
wrong?
I don't think so.
We don't have money.
All
we
right,
turn
so what do
all
we do
those
with these?
in.
All right, so you're gonna put them over here. Give
them
it,
in a
put
bucket.
up. Give it.
Cool.
All right, everybody wrote their names
All
on it.
these noises
And
on
so
the table.
we'll find out the answer to that around the end of the video.
Around the end of the video. So guys,
Somebody
start
has
guessing,
it.
and if you use Wikipedia, I'll know.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
I'll know.
What are the stakes to this?
Oh well, it's a very good question. The one with the best answer will have the
There's
honor.
a punishment.
Oh, but there is a punishment.
Oh,
But the
wait,
one who
sorry.
will win
Go ahead.
will have the honors of saying the goodbyes, and they'll say the goodbyes for all of us on our behalf, so they can say whatever they want. But while the loser will have to do something they're not going to enjoy, which is
Okay, not only is this the sourest candy on the market, supposedly, but also we found it in the office, just in a box somewhere. So it's definitely poison.
Someone's going to
Devin.
die.
But
Devin,
we've
you hide those?
been trying to decide who's going to eat it, and then we realized, why doesn't the loser eat it? And then they die.
Who
So
squirreled those
Yay.
away?
they're your steaks. No, we didn't throw them away because we can always use them to kill someone.
Yeah, don't put those on the table. Just be staring at it the whole show.
There you go.
Sweating.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
I really
So
hope
we'll
I was close.
Yeah.
I really
I
really
made
hope.
a
Oh yeah,
huge mistake.
this is a hard one to determine who's closest.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Except
the
the-
spelling counts.
It said the best answer.
This is the
Who's
best
the
one.
best
Oh, okay.
Not
And we have
most
we have a
correct.
judge off screen that's going to take care of that.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.
Also, by the way, something else that we're going to talk about at the end of the show. We are holding a huge Halloween costume contest, and there are prizes, and they are related to money.
Whoa.
So you can make money from having a badass costume and send it to us via Stardust. But I'll talk about the details of how to get involved at the end of the show. Also, by the way, next week we'll be in costume.
Yes,
Oh.
we will.
So,
And-
so we'll join you that
And
way.
Guess what
our
will be?
costumes will be in this contest as well.
I'll lend you money, Sam.
Thank you.
That's all you need.
Thanks everybody.
Comment
My
in below
costume is
what we should
poor.
go as.
Yeah. Okay. In other news, we want to still catch you up on other stuff that you need to know about. So we're gonna kind of like run through these a little bit more quickly, and just kind of the stuff you absolutely need to know. So the rest of the news that you guys need to know about, the name of the show,
Ding.
ding,
Oh.
is we're gonna start with a Stardust request actually from BJ Camp 2011. Hit it.
Camp 2011.
Guys, we finally have a release date for the Punisher Netflix show, November 17th. I cannot freaking wait. It is going to be so dark, so brutal. John Bernthal rocks this character. He rocked it in Daredevil Season 2. And to see Karen Page back, oh man, I cannot wait for this show. It's going to be so binge-worthy. I'm excited, guys.
He's
The
got
eye
great teeth.
contact. Man, we're both like what's
Did he
going
blink?
on?
I don't know.
Great
I was like
teeth.
falling into his eyes.
He's got look at that warming smile.
Yeah,
Great
right?
smile.
I don't
the
know what he
profile
was
pic.
saying, but I like the way he said it.
What are we talking about?
Fell
Something about
into his
BJ
eye.
Camp, which is a terrible camp to send your kids to.
I'm in. You don't
Hey,
want your
we're
kids
the
learning
best
that. Anywho, we're talking about what he
Bungee
said.
jump camp. Guys, where's your head at?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we have a new trailer from Netflix's The Punisher, which finally stopped screwing around from that first trailer and gave us a release date
Yay.
of November 17th,
That's
2017.
when Star Wars comes out.
Star Wars is coming
Oh,
out.
video game. The video game.
oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
Battle
sorry.
Royale.
That's when Justice
Even more,
League comes
boom.
out. Yeah.
Oh,
Same
sorry.
release date.
Everything's coming
That's
out.
our little
that
new
weekend.
Rockstars observation that they're dumping this on you the same time as Justice League.
They're gonna make you choose.
My
Yeah.
guess is that they were
And
kind of
Saul's
up in the
got a
air with like political climate. It's like a little tough because of the Punisher show is a controversial show because he's not a good guy. He murders just everybody. And then they're like, man, Justice League's coming out. can we make it a middle finger and be conscientious of everything else? Yes, you can, and that's what they did.
Yeah. So we got a breakdown of that trailer in the works, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. But speaking of Justice League, one very interesting missable detail that emerged this week from the recent Justice League trailer that we actually missed the first time around. We wanted to share with you. How did we miss? I guess not everything you missed.
You have to manipulate the audio files in order to find this one.
Right.
Yeah.
We initially didn't see it, but at 1 minute 52 seconds into the trailer, you see a shot of Cyborg screaming as he lifts what looks like a mother box. I caught that. Looks like a mother box. So
I love it.
Floor pattern's the same. But some of you noticed that there was something odd mixed in with the audio here. We couldn't make out initially what it was, but isolating the audio channel, someone on Reddit pointed this out, you can hear this mysterious line of dialogue. Let's roll the clip.
Divided, we are not enough.
Okay, so in case you missed that is some male character screaming Barry, right? As in Barry Allen, the Flash.
Oh, that makes
right?
sense. Yeah.
But who could this be? What could it mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be Cyborg. In fact, his mouth doesn't look like it's saying the word Barry in this shot.
It's more like,
So what do you guys think?
Okay. So who is screaming Barry? Okay, so we don't know where this audio is from. So here's my favorite version of it, of what it would be. You might have a similar idea.
I've got
it's,
two.
It's happening. It's an echo in time.
Yep, that was one of mine.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get her other one out of there. And I'll go out there and I'll say it's Barry himself.
Oh, interesting.
Most people don't like Batman when you just scream Bruce. It'd be strange.
Well, but like Barry is screaming at another Barry in time to like do something.
It's still an
different.
extension on the first point, really.
What's yours?
Who's gonna guess it? No, you guys gotta guess
Go
it.
for it.
But no, I have the trivia thing. You have to say your thing.
Oh, I would say it's like a mirror version of what we saw in Batman vs. Superman, where Barry's, what we think was Flash yelling at Bruce in that nightmare wormhole vision. And maybe now it's Bruce yelling at Barry.
That was my real guess, but I
the other end
didn't
of
want to
the-
do it.
I think it's gonna be Barry's dad. I think Barry's dad, because Barry's dad's in prison, and you're gonna get I think you're gonna get mini origins for all these characters, and you're gonna get a recreation of like the mom getting murdered.
Oh yeah, are
as
we
a
gonna
child.
see his mother's
Sorry,
murder?
didn't mean to curse. I forget that was there.
We don't know if we're gonna see his mother's murder, right? Because this is our introduction to him.
It is. I think we're
Unless
gonna
they
get
do it in the Flash movie.
I think we're gonna get little mini
Origin
origins.
stories,
Yeah.
for sure. To build a character, because you have to know the character to feel anything for them. Actually, my second idea was very, very simplified. It was Batfleck kind of yelling because it was up to the Flash to create some sort of time warp to throw the mother box
Yeah.
mother box into another
Martha Box.
dimension, but it looks like the Flash is failing, and obviously he's in a lot of pain, and so he's like, Barry, like, can you get it in time? And that's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or it's
I will be so sad if that's really what it is.
if that's what you're saying.
your own guess.
Yeah.
So it'll make you upset. I hope it's the director
It's
yelling.
green. It's Joss or Zach. It's somebody
Yeah.
screaming, or it's Green Lantern yelling it.
Yeah, that's always
There
the
you
guess
go.
for any
Yeah.
fan or
It's just
whatever.
a
It's
Green
like, I don't know if you noticed, but leaves a Green Lantern.
I hope it's Green Lantern with a construct of a big megaphone screaming it from space, and they're like, and that's your end credits teaser for the next Justice
It's
League
like
movie.
Half-Life all over again.
What else we got?
Gamers
Oh yeah, next up.
Gaming.
unite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got something very special here.
Star Wars.
It's pretty big news. I don't know if you guys know this, but this actually is a request that came in from TDP Latte on Stardust. Let's take a look. Roll the clip.
All right, so we finally get excited to see the new title for the Han Solo movie, and it turns out to be Solo. Solo. Really? Really, Disney? Really, Lucasfilm? That's the best you can do? Solo? Well, I can definitely say that I'm underwhelmed by the title. And good job, Lucasfilm. You made me upset Vader.
Vader was so happy.
And on Christmas.
He was
Aw.
so and Christmas Day and his birthday.
But yeah, the big Star Wars announcement this week came from Ron Howard on Instagram. Yay, we get announcements from filmmakers on Instagram now, who said that the upcoming Han Solo film is wrap production, finally, which I thought they actually were already done.
Today,
but
maybe, I think.
yeah,
This week, yeah.
But the title of the Han Solo movie will be, like we said, Solo, a Star Wars story.
What do
We all guessed
Really
that,
quick,
right?
underwhelming.
Yeah, it is.
And we will refer to it as Solo because we didn't call Rogue One a Star Wars story. We called Rogue
Right.
One, so it's just
But
Solo.
it technically was a
Rogue
Star
One.
Wars story.
Rogue One, yeah.
And that's what I have the problem with. I know it's trying to say anthology movie and a Star Wars story, so it's saying it fits along there, but that's the Skywalker story basically. But what people have come forth going, no, the Kessel Run would have been a great one, or Smuggler's Story, or like something to do with that. I don't like Solo, but I really don't like that a Star Wars story has to be the thing.
It's
And
so nerdy.
it took me so long to realize. I was like, it's just so unnecessary. Why do I hate this? And then I realized when I was a kid in my local Blockbuster place,
R.I.P.
they would have they would have trailers over and over again.
Yeah.
And I remember we're back, a dinosaur story. And it's like, oh my God, it's just Solo, a Star Wars story. And I'm like, you didn't need to call it a dinosaur story because there's a dinosaur there. And you don't need to call it a Star Wars story because we know it already.
You tweeted that, and I didn't realize why you said that. And now, as soon as you brought that
I
up,
should have put a
it
line
came
under
rushing back to me that's what was the commercial.
I
I totally
know.
remember that.
We're
I
back,
hope that
a
in
dinosaur
Blockbusters there's a
story.
ghost signal of that damn trailer playing on
oh
repeat
my
forever.
God, I heard it so many
I
times.
think I heard this stupid rumor that John Malkovich quit acting because he hates the movie We're Back so much. He's like, if Hollywood could make a film like this, I cannot be part of it. Such a weird.
But no,
rumor,
I think
but-
it shows that you don't trust your audience. Like, you called it Logan, and we're like, oh yeah, we know that Wolverine's other name.
An X-Men story.
Yeah.
Well, I think George
And it has
Lucas
a-
has a preserved Blockbuster. The last Blockbuster's on Skywalker Ranch, right? So he probably just has the things like, oh, come here, Star Wars.
What if they
Fun
put-
fact though, Solo is a type of soft drink in Australia, and it's called Solo, so you can slam it down fast. And now it's like,
Here,
Wait, that's a movie.
It's the cup you pour alcohol into at parties and then you throw it away. It's a big harm on the environment. But what's up next?
Yeah, we'll come back to this bombshell later. We got some more thoughts.
We have another
on
Star
that.
Wars thing later, yeah.
But actually, also coming very soon, a couple days. Some of you guys might know this. More big news. Sunday will be the return of The Walking Dead season 8.
There's a tiger.
Oh, well, and
Gotta
people-
catch up.
maybe major characters actually dying, but it hopefully will show Rick in the all-out war with Negan, hopefully delivering some of the action that the show has been promising for the past 16 episodes. Actually, keep an eye out for a breakdown on the season premiere. We're going to change up the way we do it to hopefully get them out faster to you guys. It's kind of like The Talking Dead. We'll be talking Dead. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna do an after show for the Talking Dead show.
Yeah. Just notice that
Man,
Chris
Chris
Hardwick
Hardwick. I
winked at the
disagree.
camera there. Yeah.
Was he stressed in this episode? He didn't seem to be on his A game.
Theory time. Yeah.
Chris Softwick.
And next up in other news.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Now, this is news that's coming out about season 8. As we know, the show is in middle of production, and HBO has been taking the most extreme measures to make sure that nothing leaks at all.
Got to. Yeah.
Previously on New Rockstars' best show, Westeros Weekly,
R.I.P.
which is obviously not on anymore. We did discuss the fact that they were shooting multiple endings of the show, just in case anyone saw set photos or like snuck a little glimpse and they could piece it all together.
That's a lot of money to throw away.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Different
it's like
endings.
very subtly different. Like they just put the hand in front of their mouth. Like, so the winner of the throne is Tyrion. It wasn't too expensive.
But apparently, according to Mr. Jaime Lannister himself, the actors aren't even going to get the scripts ahead of time. So they are going to be fed the lines through an earpiece.
I don't know if I buy it.
I
Yeah.
think that he is making fun of the
Right.
precautions that HBO is taking, but what if that this is something that they are going to do now to keep everything tight-lipped and like no way to have leaks? Because leaks are ridiculous at the moment, and I know that
Also,
HBO...
they do a lot of them. The actors do. Like when that one actress,
Yeah.
she tweeted out the script. Like Kit Harington did something else. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on it because I don't know all my Game of Thrones stuff. But they've done it. They're kind of
Yeah.
responsible a
Yes,
little bit.
so now it's like punishment. Haha, season 8. We're going to make sure that you regret everything you did. But for this one,
Regret being on this show.
if they are in fact being fed their lines through an earpiece, what do you think the outcome will be? Do you think that it's going to affect the acting? Do you think it's
Yes.
too much?
Yeah.
Yes. 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 First of all, how will they do Daenerys's like list of titles?
Right.
It's just gonna but in general, there's so many like little speeches that happen, and like Tyrion's screwed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Tyrion has like his like long little speeches.
Yeah,
and
he has
he's
the
just,
most
like,
lines of the whole
catching up.
series.
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
Dinklage,
Have you ever seen? There was a viral video from Mike Rowe, the guy who does Dirty Jobs,
Yeah.
and he's one of the best like voiceover people out there because he can like do his voiceover while like I mean he's just very good at earpiece work. So I mean, it gives them the training. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
you're
mirroring
mirroring
what I'm. Potato.
You
Potato.
auditioning for Dirty Jobs.
See, it's not great. It's not what should happen
I
at
mean,
all.
there's the famous like Hollywood goss, right? That Marlon
Ryan.
Brando.
Oh.
Ryan
Not learn his lines.
Right.
The
Yeah, he
Superman
wouldn't
one was the
refuse to.
best one.
Right. Yeah. Like he
When he was older.
When he was older, but even in like The Godfather, which he like won an Oscar for, there's like a picture of Robert Duvall having taped his
Oh,
lines
yeah.
to his clothes so that like Brando could just like look over and he would try to defend it as like, oh no, it like helps me. I don't know. He had some BS reason.
But an article came out recently from I think it's Bill Nighy, who's done such an amazing
Nighy.
the UK,
science guy.
No, the other one.
Americans,
The other one.
strangely.
Right.
Bill Nighy.
Nighy.
Nihai. You've got the British guy who really can't
Love
move these
Actually.
2 fingers. It's amazing. Look out for it. These 2 are always down.
He feels it
But
in those
anyway,
fingers.
he's come out saying he's disgusted at the millennials and the young actors coming to set having not learned any of their lines at all. So it's like, what is it? Do you think that it's a good idea that they don't prepare lines? Is it just like a new thing that's happening with acting at the moment? And none of the old fuddies are upset at how it's going?
The only thing that kind of makes sense is the penchant for improv on sets right now. You know, that again is the supposedly what didn't gel with Lawrence Kasdan and Phil Lord and Chris Miller, where that desire to do improv on set. But no, I don't think any true actors is like, I don't need my lines.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially on a show like Game of Thrones, where like every line is overanalyzed and has some
Yeah.
kind of hidden meaning
Yeah.
to it. You know.
You can't
Yeah.
say that's dope on Game of Thrones. You know, like it's so specific what you have to say.
Well, let's move on to our By the Numbers segment here.
Yay!
By the
So-
Umbers.
Okay, so we were talking this week about the number of times comic book superheroes have appeared in a film. Like, which superhero character do you guys think has appeared in the most number of major studio live-action movies? Now, the highest number we actually found was the number 11. Now, who do you guys think it is?
Batman?
Has
Batman.
Batman been in 11 films?
I think
Animated count?
other and
Not animated, just live action.
and
but-
well, then there's the Batman TV show, and that got its own movie.
Do TV shows count?
I mean, it got its
Oh,
own
but
just
the
movie.
Adam West one,
movie.
yeah.
West movie.
Yeah.
And Batman v Superman, he was in Suicide Squad. He was in
Michael, George.
Michael Jordan,
Val-
tell me how I
Val.
feel. Michael Jordan.
What is
You
that?
are real. It's a thing American kids say. It's just tell her it's true.
Michael Keaton, George
Yeah,
Clooney,
Michael
Val
Keaton.
Kilmer,
She means Beetlejuice.
3 Christian Bale.
Christian.
Ben Affleck in BVS, and then in Suicide Squad, and then you had Adam West, and I'm gonna say he's probably.
I'm gonna say
in something
Batman.
else. Batman.
Yeah, Batman is the correct answer.
okay,
All
well,
3
yeah.
of you guys got it. But I thought it was interesting that so he had 11 appearances
Of any superhero.
of any
the
superhero.
most-
We're also including Justice League in that. At
gotcha.
11, the upcoming Justice League.
That's where
But coming in after that would be with 9 appearances tied Logan, Wolverine, and Charles Xavier, Professor
Forget
X.
those movies were on for like
But
16 years.
technically, same character, different people.
Right, different people.
so was Batman though.
Oh, that's a great point. Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman, Wolverine actually has the record for most number of times as the same character, which is crazy.
Because Professor X has James McAvoy playing him sometimes.
Right.
That's
yeah.
because it's technically one's the same timeline, one's a readaptation.
Right. Is there something like to these characters that make them want to be more adaptable, or we're more interested in seeing them over other characters? Like also at the top of the chart would be Superman had 8 appearances, including Justice League. Iron Man had 8. Nick Fury, Steve Rogers, Magneto, Spider-Man, and Aunt May, because Aunt May is in every single
yeah.
Spider-Man movie. You cannot start without Aunt
Interesting.
May. What is it
Aunt
about these
May.
characters that make us want to see them over and over and over
something
again?
really interesting about Batman specifically is that that's the character that has survived every reinvention. I remember as a kid watching Batman Beyond and being like so hooked, and now looking back and realizing what a risk that is to put a mainstream, not Bruce Wayne as Batman show on the air, and it kind of like doesn't matter. The concept of Batman, I mean, he's been reinvented into Arrow right? Like
Yeah.
Arrow just is essentially Batman the TV show,
Right.
but they just make it Arrow. All these different interpretations, they all like work in some way, and I think that's unique to Batman because like we talked about Spider-Man fatigue. We're like, oh, too much Spider-Man, but we don't really say that about Batman.
I think Batman's had a longer life as well. Like Spider-Man usually just tells the same story about him being in high school
That's
over and
interesting.
over
Oh,
again.
the
and then
rogues
and it
is a
does
big difference.
Go a bit further. So the fact that is longer. Batman as well, one of the longest or the longest running comic, along with Superman. Wonder Woman coming a little bit after that. But Batman doesn't technically have superpowers. He's just a rich guy who has fun toys and a motivation.
And he's got the Joker, by the way. Joker like makes him.
His whole
so much
rogues
more.
gallery like
Sure, yeah.
keeps reinventing the story.
But I think that it's so much more relatable for a kid to identify or believe that Batman is a possibility for them, whereas Superman, he's an alien and he's got these extreme powers, and it's just like the
They just need
relatability.
$1 billion,
factor.
but
Yeah.
they could technically get $1 billion.
Yeah.
Some people on this planet have $1 billion, and I'm super disappointed that they're not Batman already.
I think the villains is an interesting point there. Like, I think more than
Elon
anyone.
Musk is
Just
Batman.
Elon, yeah.
Yeah, Elon
So
Musk.
close,
Yeah,
man.
speaking of villains, right?
Yeah.
No, I think like that. If at any point you get bored with Bruce Wayne or Batman as a character, I don't know how you would, but if you could, like, you always have another villain who could be compelling in some way that justifies a sequel or justifies a new film.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We can all agree we don't need to see his parents die again on screen. We've seen it, I think,
I do.
12 times from TVs
Same
and
for
movies.
Uncle Ben.
Over and over
Yeah.
again.
You think we've seen it more times than we've seen the character of Batman in movies? They were
I
just like,
don't know,
now
man.
cut to an old couple getting murdered.
Yeah.
Not again.
That'll be next week's by the numbers. How many old people have been murdered in superhero movies? Yeah.
In superhero movies.
Yeah.
Oh no! Just like Chip Machine.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're talking about, we do have another Star Wars story, so I'm going to write this one, and it's called Pitch Me. So we've done Pitch Me before. I think last week was all about changing an 80s weapon into toy into a weapon with Stranger Things, but this time it's all about Star Wars, and because we do have a Star Wars story. That's so hard for me to do an American accent. A Star Wars story.
Wait, how do you say it?
A Star Wars story.
Star Wars story.
Exactly.
No
Star
R's.
Wars. That's how you sound.
So this is the Solo movie. I mean, you actually did a really good job. I can't even. Like, I know you're taking
I became
the
so much
piss.
more attractive like that.
You're actually a superhero in the next movie. That's all it takes. So we've already had in the Star Wars story sagas, Rogue One and now Solo. Obviously going to be making more. Word is that it could be Obi-Wan Kenobi's Solo story, but not called Solo.
Obi.
But in that 19 years that takes place on Tatooine, where he's just hermiting out, having
Yeah.
some blue milks or Java juices down.
Aging so much, by
Yeah.
the way.
How, he must be so, and I want to know how he got so stressed. What made him so stressed
I mean,
out?
it's
The
a
sun.
planet
Is it the
with
tundra?
they
The
have
sun.
they have
Yeah.
a whole ozone layer
Two
over
suns.
the whole thing.
Two
Some
suns.
Binary
Tusken Raiders
sun.
moved in next door.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Luke is 9 when the movie starts. That's just what you look like.
Look. So I want to know from you, what is going to be the next standalone anthology movie from Star Wars? So I want you to pitch me. What's this movie? So there are guidelines, of course, because there's some great ideas out there, but I'm going to ask you to suggest a spin-off around a character that did not appear in the original trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, because those are the easy ones.
Yeah, those are, yeah.
Because
You
we've
can just go
got
down that
the
list
we've
and just
got
check them
the
off.
Skywalker story. If it was
No,
original
yeah.
a character from the original trilogy, I would love to see a Jabba the Hutt kind of story.
Like a Godfather story?
Exactly, because he's literally like a mafia boss that's been running the underground for what feels like decades.
Yeah.
But no, he was in the original, so no, you can't use that amazing idea that I have.
Oh, I got one.
Go. Bing.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Just him in general. He was the most interesting character that I like met throughout the prequels, and I was so let down. And then it was really cool when they brought him back on a TV show. Spoiler.
The animated
Clone
series.
Wars.
Where it turns out is he not dead actually
Right.
or whatever. But I actually think that they had to ham fist that a little bit because a lot of children watch the animated shows. It's kind of like, now he's back, he's got spider legs, whatever.
Yeah.
Don't ask too many questions. If they could legitimately do before it, but they could also do after. They could bridge
Yeah.
the gap between what
How
happened
did
to
he
Darth Maul
survive?
exactly after Phantom Menace, but do it cinematically instead of the way they did it on TV.
Darth Maul, hands down, is legs off, is the character that they regretted killing the most.
Oh, for sure.
And imagine how much better Attack of the Clones would be if Maul didn't die and was chasing them throughout the galaxy.
Be cool.
Anyway,
Yeah.
be better, more pressure. Anyone else got an idea though?
I want to see something with droids. I really like the droids. As a kid, those were besides. I mean, the lightsabers. Because every kid loves a lightsaber. You love the droids. You love C-3PO. You love R2, and you love seeing the other ones. You're like, what are the other names? You immediately forget them, but you're like, they're there. And
about
it's
the
fun.
garbage can who gets his feet branded, and he can feel pain, but it's a
So,
droid.
Pick a droid.
Let's figure out why the hell.
Oh yeah, he just going.
Why did they
gonk
put
droid?
pain
Yeah.
receptors in this
In this-
robot?
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
And in his feet. Pick a droid then that we'd follow.
That's tough because I don't.
No original
BB.
trilogy, and you only know the names of so many others.
BB?
I mean,
Could be BB,
sure.
it could be K2.
Oh yeah, K2SO.
There's also
You're saying from a movie I wasn't a big fan of.
Sounds like
so-
you're a big fan of Rogue One.
yeah. There's a lot of stories about characters that are droids that are used as spies.
Yeah.
And that they actually are playing both sides. There's actually an interesting one in Force Awakens, down in what's her face? I almost said Mos
Maz Kanata?
Eisley's, but I meant Maz Kanata's.
Yeah.
And her place, there's this like old droid. But remember, they like call in that they've spotted Han
Yeah.
and Rey. The droids there are spies, and there's a whole like resistance or anti-resistance with the droids. Could be interesting to just get into the hierarchy of that, especially once you see K2SO is basically a human being, so they can still have complex emotions.
And I want to see them Anakin built a robot that had like complex thought and emotions and all this stuff. I'm like, no, wind it back a little bit. I want to know like the creation of the droids and like I want to learn more a little bit about that.
C-3PO was a human cyborg relations droid, and he was
pretty
fluent
cool, yeah.
in over 6 million forms of communication.
And a child programmed that.
Yeah.
Like
But
a
what
child,
a child.
in the desert with trash
Fun
made that.
fact, in the comics of Star Wars, I believe it's Vader's run, there was the evil version of
they're
C-3PO.
still there.
Yeah.
It's,
000.
000, I think is the
And-
R2
Yeah.
one. And I forgot.
Oh, no, that's...
Am
yeah,
I
the
backwards?
R2 one. No, it is the R2 one.
000, and then
It's the one he's in A New Hope, right? It's standing behind C-3PO is essentially looks exactly like C-3PO.
Yeah,
but
but it's
it's
black.
actually,
Wait, he's standing
and then
behind him the
R2s
whole
were, like,
time,
black
like
and
every
red.
if he looks.
yeah,
like
you're like
him.
you think it's a drop shadow.
Yeah, that's so cool. They're pretty cool.
Mine really quickly would be the story of Ahsoka Tano, because
Oh, yeah.
this is Anakin's Padawan that he trained up, and it was a beautiful story that we saw through Clone Wars. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth a watch, but check out the actual viewing order to watch it, not just go through
Machete
season
order?
1. Well, no, this one, it's all out of
sorry,
order.
of the show.
Yeah. So it's
I did watch it that way actually.
Yeah,
it's
I didn't.
hard. You do have to look it up, and
like
it's very out of order.
It's super out of order.
Yeah.
But it's such an amazing character, and obviously they poured a lot of love and attention. And she moved back. She came back in on Rebels. Spoiler, but this character does so much and is not in the movies whatsoever. Not mentioned.
Feel like
not
they're gonna bring her in somehow. It feels like they have to, just because it's definitely canon, and
Yeah.
it's like such a major character.
She'd
She'd have to be in a flashback though, right? She'd have to be.
something. I mean, I would like a standalone movie in the anthology story,
Yeah.
but there you go.
But it wouldn't be current. It wouldn't be like episode
Well,
one.
you also couldn't do it because we don't have a young Hayden Christensen anymore. They kind of screwed that up. Anyway,
You don't.
what's-
Well, it's forever young in our heart. I want to see a Mace Windu solo film. Like Samuel Jackson
He
won't
doesn't
do it.
age, so
He's
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We could do it 30 years from now. It'd still be just as great.
That's also one of the ones
After
where
we
you know
recast
that
it.
they regret like killing him.
Right.
And I think even as a kid, I was kind of like waiting for the shot to cut outside of Mace, like landing on a window washers thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like he survived, right? And he just like doesn't come back. Oh.
He had the coolest lightsabers, purple.
But this Sam Jackson's the kind of guy who it's like, I want a purple lightsaber, and like that doesn't exist. He's like, but I want it. They're like, great.
They made it.
So
Yeah.
basically, his Jedi fighting power, his style, is that he absorbs Sith energy and like reflects it back, and so it's basically the blue and the red saber together to make purple. But they had to do a whole thing around.
And he's the
it.
only one that can do it.
Yeah.
Him and Lord Shaft that they also gave it to.
That's cool.
Anyway.
Anyway, let us
just
know if you
learned
got
a lot.
pitch. If you got a pitch as well, pop it in the comments.
Yeah. All right. So up next, this is something we did not do last time, but I'm excited to just throw it at you. A lot of people are asking us to address a bunch of things on Need to Know, and I'm happy to do it, but we don't have a ton of time. So we're going to do lightning round.
Pow, pow, pow.
Oh, I can't
Looks
crack
like
my
the
knuckles.
Flash.
And all the sound effects that we just heard were so intense.
Harry Potter.
Yeah. So I'm just going to fire some kind of on the spot random questions to you guys. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
I'm getting these from Twitter, so I'm just gonna say your name. I'm gonna say the question, and you're gonna have like 5 seconds to answer.
Yes.
Ready? Okay. Sam.
Yes.
If you could choose the next big villain after Thanos, who would it be? Thanks at Nifty Nat.
Kang, the Conqueror, he's time traveling.
Okay, you answered fast enough that I didn't have to cut you off.
Thank
Well,
you.
well done. Maude. Okay. This is interesting.
No.
Okay, it's not
She
interesting,
answered
but
it.
you still got to answer it. This is from our person Momo, if you remember Momo.
Momo!
Okay. Can the Night King revive his whites after they've been killed? Can he again revive them?
What is dead may never die. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it can happen. Erik, why do you ask people to follow you on Twitter when you never tweet? That's at maybe Kev.
You have 5 seconds.
This is lightning
Four.
round.
I'm too busy making great breakdowns for y'all.
All right, sounds good. Sam, the Gifted versus Inhumans.
Gifted by a mile. Like, it's amazing. Inhumans is, you said it, a car crash over 8 episodes.
And that's been the lightning round.
Yay.
Any things that you guys want us to cover in the lightning round? Just make sure when we tweet from the @Rockstars account, just throw in your questions. You can aim them at people if you don't like them and you want them to stress and sweat. They do not see the lightning round questions ahead of time.
No, we do not.
And with that, let's take a look at what videos we got in the pipeline for next week on New Rockstars.
Land some pie.
We got some great videos coming up. We got a breakdown of the brand new Punisher trailer, the second trailer. I'm working on it now. It will be great.
Get back to work.
Yeah, okay. Bye, guys. No tweets from me today. What else? On Monday we have a Walking Dead season 8 premiere breakdown. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit different, but we're still gonna get to all the details that you missed.
I really do hope what you said, where you were being really negative earlier, and you were really crapping on the show. No, I'm kidding. I really do agree with you, though, that it feels like they'll catch up to the action of the storyline. Because we both read the comics, and like there is a lot of action that is supposed to happen. It just kind of like didn't.
Right.
Holding off.
Yeah.
So, but they have to split everything in a season.
Right. It'd be nice if they just.
So this is the brand new season, right?
Brand new.
They already did their
Yeah.
halves. Cool.
Yeah, and then you got your Flash breakdown coming out this
Flash
week.
episode 3. Check it out. Episode 2's up right now, so make sure you go watch that. Give it a like, comment.
Yeah. We got another Game of Thrones.
Right. So you guys have been, great about sticking with these Game of Thrones rewatches. I'm loving rewatching
It's
the
a cool
show.
idea.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and and there's all kinds of ways that I thought it'd be a struggle to rewatch because it was it's kind of a different show, like it was a smaller production. The cast was still kind of getting to know what the tone of the show was.
And their babies.
And,
half of
and
them.
their children. But man, they put a ton of meaning. A lot of it is they just used exactly what George R. R. Martin's dialogue was. But even the scenes that they wrote new for the show have some of the best writing that it's just amazing. Check out the episode 2 breakdown is up, and Mark Addy is awesome. He's played Robert Baratheon. His war stories are just awesome. And then Stranger Things season 2 comes out at the end of next week, so we'll
Very
be doing lots of stuff.
Man, that's gonna be so you might be out of town.
Yes.
We're gonna figure out how to cover it. I have a feeling that there's gonna be some all-nighters happening right then, and then real good nightmares. That happened last time. And then of course we'll also have another episode of Need to Know next week. Yay! And that one is going to have all of us in costume because it's our Halloween episode.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Spooky. And with that, now let's move on to our 15-second shout out. Each one of us has 15 seconds to kind of mention or rant about whatever thing they found interesting this week. Anything they loved, anything they just want people to know about. Sam, you want to start?
Yes, everyone needs to drop what they're doing. Finish this episode, watch more new Rockstar stuff, and then go to the movie theater and watch Happy Death Day. It's amazing.
Oh, really?
It does it.
It's amazing.
It is. I think it is. No, it doesn't take itself seriously. It is not scary in the slightest. Not even a jump scare.
Not even me for me.
No,
That's your 15 seconds.
Sorry, I giggled. I loved it. Go watch it.
Okay.
What do you got?
Oh, the finale of Fungeons and Flagons is
man.
out. A 10-episode run of Fungeons on my channel Geek Bomb, starring yours truly, and with help from Fimo right here as well, is out. And this one, Sam, do you remember what happens?
To be clear, they drink a lot on that show.
Flagons.
Not that much.
Yeah.
No.
No, it escapes me.
I don't know that
Forever.
Americans know
I
the
don't
term
know what
flagon,
happened.
by the way.
A flagon? It's like a
Don't call me that,
stein.
but
No one knows what a flagon is?
Yeah, it's a
The
flagon
flagon,
of ale.
you put ale in it.
Yeah, so yeah, we got drunk and there was
Context clues.
a mighty battle and death, and it was fun.
So Dungeons and Dragons drinking game on Geek Bomb.
That's it.
And you're wrapping it up season finale.
That's it.
Yep.
Cool.
Better than
My
I did.
shout out is for the show Mindhunters, which I love. It's on Netflix. It's got the guy in it. You know, it's
love
just a
the
great
guy.
procedural show. It's about like the dawn of studying criminal psychology in the late 70s. It's David Fincher is behind it. It's beautifully shot. The whole series just looks like you're going through like crime photos because like his composition of each shot is like so unnerving, but super precise. And I'm still working my way through the series. There's weird cold opens to every episode. No one spoil it for me. You're gonna spoil it for me now. It was a big mistake telling you that I love the show. I'm over 15 seconds. Sorry. Actually, Filup has some thoughts on Mindhunter that he posted on Stardust.
I was like,
Finally.
Something to keep in mind while you're binge watching Mindhunter is that it's taking place at this pivot point in American culture where murder goes from something that is done for passion or as a crime of unfulfilled desire or want, and it goes to being motiveless sometimes. They don't know why these people are killing. And then you remember, well, that's the world we live in today. People are killed all the time and we can't understand why. So when they're trying to answer those questions about what went wrong in American society's brain, see if you can apply some of what they learned to today. And there was. I just think it's a way to look at what they're doing because it feels like a period piece, but really they're talking about the stuff that we are struggling to figure out right now too.
Is it a comedy? Is it? No, I don't know.
No.
Sorry,
There's one joke
I
saw
saw a meme, and
is
I
a
shouldn't
little
base
weird.
my movie reviews off of memes.
Yeah. And then finally, my just cool thing that I want to give you. To give you guys some info about, is this awesome cosplay that I saw. So it's an awesome cosplay. It's hella, but and it's David No, I think. DTJAAM.com if you want to check it out. But I was so impressed when I saw this because that thing has to be like impossible to balance on your head and make. And she looks so awesome. And this is just an awesome opportunity to remind you guys that a costume like this could win our competition that we're going to have. So to tell you those details real quick, all you have to do is in this next week, so by next week's Need to Know, we're going to accept submissions via Stardust. Just hit @New Rockstars, and you just have to have a costume, but essentially a cosplay from a movie or a TV show. Just post it as a reaction to that movie or TV show and tag @New Rockstars. And whoever just really like impresses us or charms us or whatever it is, we're going to pick 3 winners. Top prize, the $100 gift card for going to go see movies.
Very cool.
So definitely submit. I'm really excited to see your stuff. We've all made like fun costumes before.
I have a costume drawer.
I have a hot dog costume. That's it. That's all I have right now.
come
I keep giving my costumes away.
You also have a hot dog, so shout out to Kylo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Kylo.
You turn him into a costume.
I hope
monster.
you guys all make costumes as good as this in 1 week.
I actually wanted to go as Hela this Halloween because the Kate Blanchett
kind of look like
thing.
her,
I was
yeah.
like, and I had heard it so often that I was like, I have to do this. But then I didn't realize, how quickly I could go to Australia and train a spider of that size to mold itself to my head. So I was like, that's
You
It
get
always
Darth
comes
Maul.
down to that.
Yeah, dude, you can't train spiders as quickly as you'd like.
The spiders in Australia are too big probably for those animals,
it
right?
hurts
So
shoulders.
we'll all be taking part in our own little mini costume contest, but we won't get any prizes. But speaking of prizes and punishments,
Ooh, it's the time
dear.
for the trivia answers. All right, so if you
I'll
guys
just go
remember,
ahead and eat
the
it.
question
Open this
was...
we found this and it has poison
The
in
question
it.
was, what is the name of Bruce Banner's mom?
Mama.
So Sam, you
The
want
answer
to...
there?
Oh, no. We'll go through the. Well, should we go through the?
Or does Sam want to read
Kicking it off with Maude.
My answer was, if it's Martha, I will end a life.
There you go. And you wrote XX for kisses.
That is Bruce Banner's mother's name. All right.
All right,
If it's Martha.
Filup.
I'm trying to get as close as I can. So I feel like it'll be something along the lines of Mrs. Banner.
Wow.
So
You
we'll
got a
see.
first name there?
I might have some of the name.
You have some. Eric?
I didn't think to go for creativity points. I just wrote like Alice. Like
First A name.
the
the first
Alice
A
Banner.
name.
Hey, Alice.
just Alice sounds like a
totally-
comic book
Go
name,
ask
yeah.
her.
And for me, I said, because they love alliterations, I went with Brenda, because Betty is taken by his
strategy.
girlfriend.
So what if his
Strategy.
mom's name is also Betty?
That's
My
always a
grandmother's
strange thing. But okay, here's the answer. Everybody close your eyes.
I saw it.
Oh, wait, backwards.
You held it out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's lame. Oh, all right, guys, a drum roll, please. Rebecca Banner.
AKA Becky
Becky
Banner.
Banner.
Becky Banner.
Yeah.
Ah!
All right,
I mean,
judges.
Not Martha.
Judges, who's closest?
Who wins?
Oh, that's right, that guy who drank that spit last time. And who's the furthest, you think?
Brenda, I guess Brenda was close.
Yeah, BB. Yeah, BB. I'm going to go with the person who did not write a first name.
What?
You didn't write
can't
a first
choose-
You didn't write
No,
a first
the
name.
judge is impartial,
He
badgering
didn't
the
write
witness.
a first name. Hey,
She's
you're called. Sorry, the
pointing
judge.
at
Judge.
me.
Judge.
I'm sorry, did your question say first
Oh,
name
wait, I
and
forgot.
last
You
name?
did.
You're trying to.
You didn't write a name
Her
either.
first name just says Maude at the end.
There is a first name on the card. This is just like you're trying to break the system. You found a loophole.
Yeah, this is no one's legal name.
We'll fix that.
Alrighty, I'll eat it.
Who's Ma?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Your
Okay.
Honor. Again, we found these in the office, and we weren't the tenants.
How many do I have to
bought
eat?
them.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
you gotta
of
finish
them.
that bag.
Yeah. Just get a good handful. Pop them
And
in.
then call us when it kicks in.
You know that muscle behind your ears?
The masseter? Oh, wait, no, different one.
That one that where it gets so sour it like it seizes.
Oh.
Where the
It
alien-
was starting to happen to me because I thought
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
it's already happening because I'm looking at it.
Is
you
that
know?
where the slug
Oh,
lives?
it's
I'm
gonna
about to.
explode.
It's like when you're about to gleek.
Gross. All right, as a trivia winner, I get to do the sign-offs.
All right.
All right. I'll be nice. Guys, make sure you follow Maude Garrett on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram at Maude
Not
Garrett.
follow.
That's close. All right.
That's
Philip
all. Yeah.
Molina, follow him. Fimo on everything, or Fimo knows, or Philip Molina. There you go. It's a guess everywhere you go.
need to know that.
He's got 3 different ones, and then you get Eric Voss at
Fimo on Twitter.
Eric Voss,
Sure.
Eric A. Voss.
Yeah.
Close
Yeah.
enough. Oh, it's written on the thing.
Yeah.
EA Voss.
Hey,
the game.
Just want to
And-
point out, last week you gave him so much crap for like not hurting our feelings, and then you just read ours.
Oh, I'll make fun of myself. No, I can't do that. I'm not secure enough to do that. Follow me on Only Stupid Answers podcast at Sam Bashor. And also make sure you vote for my costume next week. Just need to make clear that I'm going to be spending a lot of time making it, and I can't handle losing.
Oh.
I'm guessing you're gonna be the Flash.
Oh
Shush.
God! Quit it! Quit everything
Shush.
you're doing right now.
Shush. I can just feel like you're drooling over there because all the sour.
Oh,
Oh, no! You
no,
gotta eat
Maude.
it. You gotta eat all those
Next week's
rainbows.
punishment.
You gotta reuse those cards.
Make sure to send us, like you saw, we got fans in our show, and that could
Yeah.
be you. Just use the Stardust app. Our
Eat
link
it.
to download is in the description.
You
And
could
then just
smell it.
tag at New Rockstars to send
It's
it
a
to
lot.
us.
It smells like a movie theater.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's too much.
And whatever you don't eat is the punishment for next week's person. They
Oh,
have to
see.
eat it.
No! Why did you tell me that?
I don't know. It's not my call.
The next week's trivia question is Auto Sam Lewis.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So yeah, comment down below. Tweet us at New Rockstars. Any thoughts you have? We're still we're listening to you guys. What sections you loved? What sections you want to see us cover more? What topics you want to see us cover more? My phone. And yeah, so share this around. Subscribe to New Rockstars for all of our deep dives and the stuff that you
Who
love.
decided to put Dares in a show and then have me on the panel?
you did.
Bye bye, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.